What if the very moment life seems to be falling apart is actually the moment your greatest transformation is beginning? Most people believe they must wait for good news before they can feel good. They wait for the promotion before celebrating, for the healing before feeling grateful, for the opportunity before believing, and for the miracle before experiencing peace. In doing so, they unknowingly allow the outer world to decide the condition of their inner world. But there is a greater way to live. Your greatest power is not found in controlling every circumstance that comes into your life. It is found in choosing the state you will occupy regardless of what is happening around you. The world may present challenges, delays, disappointments, and unexpected setbacks, but none of these have the authority to determine the peace you carry within unless you give them permission. The moment you choose joy instead of worry, gratitude instead of complaint, and confidence instead of fear, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your consciousness shifts, your perspective changes, your energy rises, and from that new state, you begin attracting experiences that match the person you have chosen to become. Today's message is an invitation to stop waiting for life to improve before allowing yourself to feel blessed. It is an invitation to discover the quiet strength that remains steady in every storm, the peace that cannot be shaken by appearances, and the joy that exists independently of circumstances. As you listen, open your heart to a simple yet life-changing truth. Your greatest miracle does not begin when the world changes. It begins the moment you refuse to let the world steal your inner peace. Every day, the world presents you with countless reasons to react. Some moments bring joy, while others bring disappointment. Some days everything seems to flow effortlessly, and other days it feels as though every door is closing. Most people believe these circumstances have the power to determine how they feel. They wake up, look at their situation, and immediately allow the outside world to dictate the condition of their inner world. If things are going well, they feel hopeful. If life becomes difficult, they become discouraged. They unknowingly surrender the greatest creative power they possess, the ability to choose their inner state regardless of external conditions. Yet the deepest truth is that your future is not created by your circumstances. It is created by the feeling you consistently maintain within yourself. Think for a moment about how many times people postpone their happiness. They say, "When I get the promotion, I'll finally feel successful. When I find the right relationship, I'll finally feel loved. When my finances improve, I'll finally relax. When my health gets better, then I'll have peace." This way of living places emotional freedom somewhere in the future. It teaches the mind that joy must be earned through external events. But what if that belief has been keeping you trapped? What if the feeling you have been waiting for is actually the very thing that begins changing your life? Everything in the visible world has an invisible beginning. Before a building is constructed, it first exists as an idea. Before a beautiful song is heard, it begins as inspiration within the heart of the composer. Before a tree stretches its branches toward the sky, life is already growing silently beneath the soil. In exactly the same way, every meaningful transformation begins within your consciousness before it appears in your circumstances. The feeling you repeatedly embrace becomes the atmosphere in which your future is quietly formed. This is why it is so important not to become emotionally attached to temporary appearances. Your present circumstances are often reflections of thoughts, beliefs, and feelings you have entertained in the past. They are not permanent declarations about your future. If you allow today's difficulties to create fear, discouragement, and hopelessness, you continue feeding the same emotional state that produced those difficulties. But if you choose peace in the middle of uncertainty, gratitude in the middle of lack, and confidence in the middle of delay, you begin creating an entirely different future. Imagine standing before a mirror. If your reflection appears unhappy, you do not attempt to change the mirror itself. You understand that the reflection responds to the expression you bring before it. Life works in much the same way. The outer world faithfully reflects the dominant state you occupy within. Trying to change the reflection without changing yourself only creates frustration. But the moment your inner expression changes, the reflection must eventually follow. Many people misunderstand this principle because they believe choosing a better feeling means ignoring reality. It does not. You are not pretending that challenges do not exist. You are simply refusing to allow temporary conditions to define your identity. There is a profound difference between acknowledging a problem and becoming emotionally imprisoned by it. You can recognize that something needs to change while still holding firmly to peace, hope, and expectation. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is beginning each day by choosing your feeling before the world has a chance to influence it. Instead of asking, "How do I feel because of what is happening?" ask yourself, "How do I choose to feel today?" Perhaps you choose gratitude. Perhaps you choose confidence. Perhaps you choose joy or calm assurance. Whatever you choose becomes the lens through which you experience everything else that follows. Rather than reacting to life, you begin directing your consciousness with intention. Your feelings also shape the decisions you make. A fearful person often misses opportunities because they expect failure before success has a chance to arrive. Someone who consistently feels discouraged may overlook doors that are quietly opening. But a person who lives with hope, confidence, and gratitude notices possibilities others cannot see. Their inner state sharpens their awareness, strengthens their courage, and inspires actions that naturally lead toward a different future. There will certainly be days when choosing a higher feeling is not easy. Challenges may arise unexpectedly. Disappointments may test your resolve. Old fears may attempt to reclaim your attention. During those moments, remember that your power does not lie in controlling every circumstance. Your power lies in deciding which feeling will become your permanent home. Each time you return to peace instead of panic, you strengthen a new pattern. Each time you choose gratitude instead of complaint, you reinforce a new identity. Over time, these small choices become the foundation of an entirely transformed life. As you continue practicing this way of living, something remarkable begins to happen. You become less dependent on external validation. Your joy no longer rises and falls with every circumstance. Your confidence becomes rooted within instead of being borrowed from temporary success. Even when life presents challenges, you carry an inner stability that cannot easily be shaken. This quiet strength becomes one of the greatest magnets for positive change because it keeps you aligned with the reality you truly desire rather than the reality you temporarily see. Never forget that the feeling you protect today is quietly shaping the experiences you will call your future. Every moment of genuine gratitude, every choice to remain peaceful during uncertainty, every act of confidence in the face of doubt, and every decision to hold on to hope when circumstances appear difficult is planting seeds that will one day bear visible fruit. So do not wait for the world to improve before allowing yourself to feel good. Choose your feeling first. Let peace become stronger than fear. Let gratitude become louder than complaint. Let confidence replace uncertainty. For your circumstances do not possess the final authority over your destiny. Your chosen state of consciousness does. And when you faithfully maintain the feeling of the life you desire, the world around you will gradually begin reflecting the beautiful transformation that first took place within. One of the greatest misunderstandings people have about peace is believing that it comes after life becomes easy. They imagine that once every problem has been solved, every prayer has been answered, and every uncertainty has disappeared, then they will finally experience calmness. Until then, they believe worry is simply part of life. But true peace does not wait for perfect circumstances. It is a choice you make before the miracle appears. It is an inner decision to remain steady, hopeful, and confident even when your physical eyes cannot yet see the outcome you desire. The moment you understand this, you stop making your peace dependent upon the world and begin allowing your inner state to influence the world instead. Every day presents opportunities to choose between fear and peace. A disappointing message arrives. An unexpected delay interrupts your plans. A financial concern appears. A relationship feels uncertain. In those moments, the natural reaction may be to become anxious and allow your thoughts to spiral into endless what if questions. But those moments also contain another possibility. You can pause, breathe deeply, and remember that temporary appearances do not possess the authority to define your future. Instead of reacting automatically, you can deliberately return to a state of inner calm. Peace is not pretending that difficulties do not exist. It is refusing to give those difficulties complete control over your mind. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is strong, the rain is heavy, and everything around you seems unsettled. Yet deep beneath the ocean's surface, there is remarkable stillness. The waves may rage above, but the depths remain undisturbed. Your consciousness can become like those deeper waters. While circumstances continue changing around you, your inner world can remain rooted in confidence and trust. Many people unknowingly delay their own transformation because they believe anxiety somehow helps them solve problems. They think constant worry proves responsibility or demonstrates concern. Yet worry rarely creates solutions. More often, it drains energy, clouds judgment, and weakens confidence. Peace, on the other hand, creates space for wisdom. A peaceful mind notices opportunities that a fearful mind overlooks. A peaceful heart responds thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Calmness allows clarity to replace confusion, making it easier to move forward with confidence. Think of a skilled captain navigating a ship through rough waters. The captain does not panic simply because waves become larger. They remain focused, steady, and composed because they understand that emotional chaos only makes navigation more difficult. In much the same way, your greatest strength during life's difficult seasons is not frantic effort, but quiet stability. The calmer your inner world becomes, the more clearly you recognize the path unfolding before you. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate peace is by choosing where your attention rests. Fear constantly invites you to focus on what could go wrong. Peace gently reminds you to focus on what remains possible. This shift in attention changes everything. Instead of imagining failure, begin imagining favorable outcomes. Instead of replaying problems repeatedly in your mind, spend time reflecting on the life you desire to experience. Let your imagination become a place of hope rather than a place of worry. Gratitude also strengthens peace in extraordinary ways. It is difficult for fear to dominate a heart that is sincerely thankful. Even during challenging seasons, there are always blessings waiting to be acknowledged. The breath in your lungs, the lessons you have learned, the strength you have gained, the opportunities still ahead, and the simple gift of a new day all become reminders that life continues to support you. Gratitude shifts your awareness from what seems absent to what is already present, allowing hope to grow naturally. There will be times when peace feels like a difficult choice. Circumstances may seem overwhelming. Answers may not arrive as quickly as you expected. During those moments, remember that peace is not based upon certainty about every detail. It is based upon confidence that your inner state is more powerful than temporary appearances. Every time you choose calm instead of panic, you strengthen your ability to remain centered regardless of what is happening around you. As this practice becomes part of your daily life, you begin noticing remarkable changes within yourself. Situations that once filled you with anxiety no longer have the same influence. Delays no longer convince you that your dreams are impossible. You become less reactive because your confidence comes from within rather than from changing circumstances. Others may even notice the quiet strength you carry and wonder how you remain so hopeful during uncertain times. What they are witnessing is the power of an inner life rooted in peace instead of fear. It is also important to remember that peace is deeply connected to trust. You do not have to understand every step before you can move forward. You do not have to know every answer before you can remain hopeful. Life often unfolds one moment at a time, revealing the next step only after you have taken the first. Trust allows you to walk forward without demanding that the entire journey be visible from the beginning. This quiet confidence opens your heart to possibilities that fear could never recognize. When you choose peace before your circumstances improve, you send a powerful message to your own consciousness. You declare that your joy cannot be stolen by temporary setbacks, your confidence cannot be destroyed by delays, and your hope cannot be extinguished by appearances. That inner decision becomes the foundation upon which a completely different future is built. Remember, miracles are rarely born in hearts overwhelmed by constant fear. They flourish in hearts that have learned to remain peaceful before the evidence appears. So protect your peace every day. Return to it whenever worry tries to distract you. Let it guide your thoughts, shape your decisions, and strengthen your expectations. The miracle you seek may not yet be visible, but the peace you choose today is already preparing the way for it. And as you continue living from that calm and confident state, you will discover that what once seemed impossible begins unfolding with remarkable grace, one peaceful step at a time. Every day, life presents you with situations that invite a reaction. A conversation does not go as expected. A plan is delayed. An opportunity seems to disappear. Someone speaks words that disappoint you. The natural habit for many people is to immediately react to these experiences, allowing the outer world to decide what happens within them. Their emotions rise and fall according to circumstances. If life appears favorable, they feel confident. If challenges arise, they feel discouraged. Without realizing it, they hand over the authority of their inner world to conditions that are constantly changing. Yet true transformation begins the moment you stop allowing the world to direct your emotions and instead begin consciously directing your own inner state. The outer world is always changing. Seasons come and go. Opportunities appear and disappear. People's opinions shift. Circumstances improve and decline. If your peace depends entirely on these changing conditions, then your peace will always be uncertain. But there is another way to live. There is a place within you that remains untouched by temporary appearances. It is the place where you choose your thoughts, guard your imagination, and decide how you will respond regardless of what life presents. That place is where your true creative power resides. Most people believe that reactions are automatic, something they cannot control. They say, anyone would feel this way if they were in my situation. But while circumstances may influence your first impression, they do not have to determine your lasting state of consciousness. Between every event and every response, there is a quiet moment of choice. In that moment, you can either react from fear or respond from faith. You can either strengthen the old story or begin writing a new one. Imagine standing before a mirror. If the reflection appears unhappy, becoming angry at the mirror accomplishes nothing. The reflection only responds to the expression you bring before it. Life behaves in much the same way. The world often reflects the state you consistently maintain within yourself. If you constantly react with frustration, disappointment, and hopelessness, those emotions become familiar and your experience begins reflecting them more frequently. But when you consistently choose peace, gratitude, and confidence, your outer world gradually begins mirroring those qualities instead. One of the greatest habits you can develop is learning to pause before reacting. When unexpected challenges appear, resist the urge to immediately imagine the worst. Instead, become still for a moment. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I choose to be in this moment? This simple question shifts your attention away from the problem and back toward your own consciousness. It reminds you that your greatest power is not found in controlling every circumstance, but in directing your response to every circumstance. Your imagination also plays an important role in this process. After something difficult happens, many people repeatedly replay the event in their minds. They imagine arguments they wish they had won, failures that have not yet occurred, or future disappointments that exist only in fear. Each time they replay these scenes, they strengthen the emotional reality of them. But you have the ability to redirect your imagination. Instead of dwelling on what you fear, begin imagining the outcome you truly desire. See harmony where there was conflict. See opportunity where there seemed to be loss. See restoration where there appeared to be separation. Your imagination becomes a powerful tool when it serves your highest vision instead of your deepest fears. Directing your inner state also means choosing your thoughts with intention. Not every thought deserves your attention. Fearful thoughts will come, just as clouds pass through the sky, but you do not have to build your home beneath every passing cloud. Observe those thoughts without accepting them as permanent truth. Gently replace them with thoughts that align with the life you desire. Choose hope over despair. Choose possibility over limitation. Choose confidence over uncertainty. Every time you make that choice, you strengthen a new pattern within yourself. There will certainly be moments when reacting seems easier than remaining centered. Some situations will test your patience. Some people will challenge your peace. Some delays will tempt you to abandon your confidence. Yet these moments are not obstacles to your growth, they are opportunities to practice the very state you wish to make permanent. Each challenge gives you another chance to prove that your inner peace is stronger than your outer circumstances. As you continue directing your inner world, you will notice subtle but powerful changes. Problems that once overwhelmed you no longer carry the same weight. Criticism loses its ability to define your worth. Delays no longer convince you that your dreams are impossible. You become emotionally stable because your identity is no longer built upon temporary appearances. Instead, it is rooted in a deeper awareness that your consciousness is the true source of your experience. People around you may begin noticing this transformation. They may wonder why you remain calm during difficult situations or how you continue believing when visible evidence seems limited. The answer is simple. You have stopped allowing the world to tell you who you are. Instead, you have chosen your identity from within. You no longer react to life as a victim of circumstances. You respond as the conscious creator of your inner experience. Remember that every reaction either strengthens yesterday's reality or helps create tomorrow's. Each moment offers you a new opportunity to choose differently. Refuse to let fear make your decisions. Refuse to let temporary appearances define your future. Protect your peace. Guard your imagination. Direct your thoughts toward what is noble, hopeful, and life-giving. The more consistently you do this, the more naturally your outer world will begin reflecting the calm confidence you have cultivated within. The world will always offer reasons to react, but you possess something far greater than reaction. You possess the ability to choose your state of consciousness. Choose wisely. Choose peace when others choose panic. Choose gratitude when others choose complaint. Choose faith when others choose fear. In doing so, you become the steady light that is not controlled by changing circumstances, but instead quietly transforms them from the inside out. Gratitude is often misunderstood as something you express only after life has given you everything you asked for. Many people believe they will become thankful once success arrives, once healing takes place, once abundance appears, or once every problem has disappeared. They make gratitude the destination rather than the starting point. But gratitude possesses a much deeper power. It first changes your consciousness, and only then does it begin changing your life. Before it transforms your circumstances, it transforms the person who is experiencing those circumstances. And when you change within, the world around you begins responding in ways that often seem extraordinary. Think about how differently you see the world when your heart is filled with appreciation. The same sunrise appears more beautiful. A simple conversation becomes more meaningful. Small opportunities that once went unnoticed suddenly become visible. Gratitude does not always change what is around you immediately, but it changes the way you perceive everything around you. It shifts your attention from what seems absent to what is already present. Instead of constantly searching for reasons to feel disappointed, you begin discovering countless reasons to feel encouraged. Your consciousness naturally expands toward whatever receives your attention. If you continually focus on problems, your awareness becomes filled with problems. If you constantly dwell on lack, you become increasingly conscious of what seems missing. But when you intentionally focus on blessings, opportunities, growth, and possibilities, your awareness begins expanding in that direction instead. Gratitude gently redirects the mind away from fear and toward abundance. It teaches your heart to expect goodness instead of disappointment. Imagine walking through a beautiful garden while carrying a small flashlight. Wherever you point the light becomes your focus. If you constantly shine it on weeds, you may begin believing the entire garden is overgrown. Yet, if you direct your attention toward the flowers, you discover beauty that was always present. Life works in much the same way. There will always be challenges, just as there will always be blessings. Gratitude determines where you choose to place the light of your awareness. The more consistently you focus on what is life giving, the more naturally hope begins replacing discouragement. One of the greatest habits you can develop is beginning every day with sincere appreciation before allowing the world to demand your attention. Before checking messages, before thinking about responsibilities, before replaying yesterday's concerns, pause for a few moments and recognize the gifts already surrounding you. Be thankful for another day of life. Be grateful for your ability to grow, to learn, to imagine, and to begin again. Appreciate every lesson that has strengthened your character and every opportunity still waiting to unfold. These quiet moments of gratitude establish the emotional atmosphere of your entire day. Many people ask how they can feel grateful when circumstances remain difficult. The answer lies in understanding that gratitude is not approval of hardship. It is recognition that your present circumstances are not the complete story of your life. You are thankful not because every challenge has disappeared, but because you trust that greater possibilities are already unfolding. Gratitude allows you to honor the future before it becomes visible. It keeps your heart open, instead of allowing disappointment to close it. There is remarkable strength in giving thanks for what you cannot yet see. Imagine a gardener who plants seeds with complete confidence that a harvest will come. They care for the soil, water the ground, and patiently continue their work without becoming discouraged because nothing has appeared after only a few days. Their gratitude exists because they trust the process of growth. In the same way, you can become thankful for the peace, abundance, love, and opportunities that are quietly developing beneath the surface of your present experience. Though invisible today, they are already moving toward expression. Gratitude also transforms the way you respond to challenges. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin asking, "What wisdom can I gain from this experience?" Instead of becoming discouraged by delays, you become curious about what preparation is taking place. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to strengthen your patience, deepen your faith, and expand your understanding. Gratitude does not deny difficulty, it reveals the hidden value that difficulty may contain. As this practice becomes consistent, you begin noticing subtle changes within yourself. Your thoughts become more hopeful. Your conversations become more encouraging. Your expectations gradually rise because your attention is no longer fixed upon lack. Others may notice a calm confidence in you that seems independent of circumstances. They may wonder how you remain optimistic while facing the same challenges everyone else experiences. The answer is simple. Gratitude has transformed your consciousness before your circumstances had the opportunity to transform. It is important to remember that gratitude is not merely something you speak with your lips. It becomes a way of living. A grateful person walks through each day expecting opportunities instead of expecting disappointment. They greet others with kindness because their heart is already full. They become generous because they no longer believe there is never enough. They celebrate the success of others because they trust that life holds abundant blessings for everyone. Gratitude reshapes your character as much as it reshapes your perspective. There will still be moments when fear attempts to steal your appreciation. Old habits of complaint may try to return. During those times, gently return your attention to what remains true. Remember every blessing you have already received. Remember every challenge you have already overcome. Remember that the same power that has carried you through the past is still present today. Gratitude becomes stronger every time you consciously choose it over discouragement. Never underestimate the creative influence of a thankful heart. Gratitude prepares your consciousness to recognize opportunities that fear overlooks. It strengthens your expectation of good. It softens anxiety, replaces complaint with peace, and fills your imagination with hopeful possibilities. Before it changes your outer world, it quietly transforms the person within who is experiencing that world. So make gratitude your daily practice, not your occasional response. Give thanks before the evidence appears. Appreciate the unseen as confidently as the visible. Let every grateful thought become another seed planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. In time, those seeds will grow into visible experiences of peace, abundance, joyful relationships, meaningful opportunities, and unexpected blessings. For when gratitude becomes your natural state, your life gradually begins reflecting the beautiful consciousness you have faithfully cultivated within. One of the greatest challenges on the journey of inner transformation is not choosing a new feeling. It is remaining faithful to that feeling when the outer world appears unchanged. It is easy to feel hopeful when everything is going well. It is easy to be grateful when blessings are obvious. It is easy to remain confident when success is already visible. But the true test of your consciousness comes during the moments when appearances seem to contradict your vision. Those are the moments that determine whether you will continue creating a new reality or quietly return to the old one. The person who experiences lasting transformation is not the one who feels inspired for a single day, but the one who remains loyal to a higher state until it becomes their natural way of living. Many people begin with great enthusiasm. They decide to think differently, to imagine a brighter future, and to live with greater peace. For a few days they feel encouraged. They speak positively and carry hope within them. But then an unexpected problem appears. A delay occurs. A door closes, old memories return. Suddenly they conclude that nothing is changing. They abandon the very feeling that had begun reshaping their consciousness and return to worry, frustration, and doubt. Without realizing it, they interrupt the process that was already unfolding beneath the surface. Think about a seed planted in fertile ground. No wise gardener digs up the seed every morning to check whether it has begun growing. They understand that growth is taking place even when nothing is visible above the soil. They continue watering it, protecting it, and trusting the unseen process. In time, what was invisible becomes impossible to ignore. Your chosen state of consciousness follows the same pattern. Every peaceful thought, every grateful feeling, and every confident expectation is quietly taking root within you. Even if your physical senses cannot yet detect change, something meaningful is already happening. One of the greatest mistakes you can make is allowing temporary appearances to become permanent conclusions. Today's circumstances are not necessarily revealing where you are going, they are often revealing where your previous thinking has already taken you. If you judge your future solely by today's evidence, you may overlook the new reality that is already forming within your consciousness. Remember that visible results often arrive after the inner transformation has become established. Stay loyal to your chosen feeling, even while the outer world catches up. Remaining faithful does not mean forcing yourself to ignore every emotion. There will be moments when disappointment visits your heart. There will be days when uncertainty whispers familiar fears. The key is not pretending those emotions never appear. The key is refusing to build your home within them. Allow difficult feelings to pass like clouds moving across the sky, but always return to the deeper atmosphere you have chosen. Peace, gratitude, confidence, and joyful expectation. Temporary emotions do not define you, your consistent state does. Each day gives you another opportunity to strengthen this inner commitment. Begin your morning by reconnecting with the feeling of the life you desire. Before the demands of the day begin pulling your attention in different directions, quietly remind yourself of who you have chosen to become. Feel the calm confidence of someone whose future is already blessed. Carry that feeling into your conversations, your work, your decisions, and your relationships. Let it influence the way you walk, the way you speak, and the way you think. The more often you return to this state, the more natural it becomes. You may notice that life occasionally presents situations that seem designed to test your new awareness. Someone may challenge your patience. An unexpected obstacle may appear. A delay may tempt you to believe that nothing is happening. Instead of seeing these moments as signs of failure, see them as invitations to remain faithful. Every challenge gives you another opportunity to choose your new identity instead of returning to your old habits. Every peaceful response weakens the influence of fear. Every grateful thought strengthens your expectation of good. There is tremendous power in quiet persistence. You do not have to announce your faith to everyone around you. You do not have to convince others that something wonderful is unfolding. Your responsibility is simply to remain inwardly consistent. Let your confidence become steady rather than dramatic. Let your peace become deeper rather than louder. True transformation rarely demands attention. It quietly grows stronger until one day the outer world begins reflecting what has long existed within. As you continue living from this faithful state, your perception begins changing. You notice opportunities that once escaped your attention. You recognize connections that previously seemed like coincidence. You become more patient because you no longer believe everything must happen immediately. You trust that every step is contributing to something greater than you can presently see. This calm expectation allows you to enjoy today's journey while remaining excited about tomorrow's possibilities. Others may not understand your confidence. They may wonder why you remain hopeful when circumstances still appear uncertain. Let them wonder. They are observing someone who has learned that true security does not come from appearances, but from the consciousness they consistently maintain. Your strength is no longer borrowed from temporary success. It is rooted in the inner certainty that life faithfully responds to the state you occupy. Eventually, there comes a moment when the invisible becomes visible. The opportunity arrives. The relationship improves. The breakthrough appears. The answer you have patiently trusted finally reveals itself. To others, it may seem sudden or unexpected. They may call it luck, coincidence, or perfect timing. But you know something different. You know that the visible result began long before anyone else could see it. It began the day you chose to remain faithful to the feeling instead of surrendering to appearances. So never underestimate the importance of persistence. Continue choosing peace when fear invites you to worry. Continue choosing gratitude when circumstances tempt you to complain. Continue choosing confidence when doubt tries to convince you to give up. Let your inner world become so stable that temporary conditions lose their ability to control you. Remember, the reality you desire is not created by occasional moments of inspiration. It is created by consistent faithfulness to the feeling of the life you have already accepted within. Hold that feeling gently but firmly. Protect it with wisdom. Nourish it every day. Refuse to abandon it because of temporary appearances. In time, the world around you will faithfully reflect the peace, abundance, joy, and miracles you first established within your own consciousness. And when that day arrives, you will realize that your greatest victory was never simply receiving the miracle. It was becoming the person who never stopped believing in it. As we come to the end of this message, remember that the circumstances surrounding you today do not have the final word over your life. They are temporary, but the state of consciousness you consistently choose is creative and enduring. Every moment presents you with two paths. One path invites you to react to fear, frustration, and appearances. The other invites you to remain rooted in peace, gratitude, and unwavering confidence. The path you choose again and again becomes the reality you eventually experience. Do not wait for perfect conditions before allowing yourself to feel hopeful. Do not postpone your joy until every problem has disappeared. Choose the feeling now. Let peace become your natural home. Let gratitude become your daily language. Let quiet confidence become stronger than every voice of doubt. There will be days when challenges seem overwhelming. There will be moments when visible results appear slow to arrive. During those times, remember that the deepest roots grow beneath the surface before anyone sees the tree. The unseen work taking place within you is preparing the visible transformation that is still to come. Protect your heart from discouragement. Guard your thoughts with wisdom. Refuse to allow temporary circumstances to define your identity. Instead, define yourself by the peace you choose, the faith you maintain, and the joy you continue to cultivate. The life you desire is not created by reacting to what is happening around you. It is created by remaining faithful to the feeling of the life you have already accepted within. When your inner world remains filled with hope, love, gratitude, and certainty, your outer world will gradually begin reflecting that same reality. Walk forward knowing that no storm lasts forever. Every challenge carries within it the possibility of a greater blessing. Every delay can become preparation. Every difficult season can become the beginning of an extraordinary new chapter. So remember, no matter what your eyes may see today, choose to feel good anyway. For the feeling you protect today is quietly creating the reality you will celebrate tomorrow. Thank you so much for spending these moments with us. If this message encouraged your heart, don't let it end here. Carry it with you throughout your day. Whenever challenges arise, pause for a moment, breathe deeply, and remember that your greatest strength is not found in changing every circumstance. It is found in choosing the state you will live from. If this message brought you peace, hope, or a new perspective, please support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and turning on notifications so you never miss future messages created to inspire, strengthen, and uplift your journey. If you believe someone you love could benefit from these words, share this video with them. Sometimes a single message heard at the right moment can become the turning point that changes an entire life. Thank you once again for being part of this community. Your presence here is deeply appreciated, and we look forward to sharing many more inspiring messages with you. Until next time, continue protecting your inner peace, continue choosing gratitude over fear, continue believing in greater possibilities, and continue remembering that your brightest future is being created by the feelings you choose today. May your heart remain peaceful, your mind remain hopeful, and your life be filled with unexpected blessings, beautiful opportunities, and countless miracles.